let's continue our discussion on classroom implementation. And in this regard, I've got an article, journal article, Seeing the Wood and the Trees, some thoughts on language teaching analysis. You could see very, very metaphorical, the title of the journal article by H. Stern. So we'll continue to discuss the language teaching analysis, how the usefulness of language teaching analysis for curriculum design, for efficient and effective curriculum design. We'll see some perspective, we'll see some light shed by H. Stern in his article, Seeing the Wood and the Trees. Right. We'll begin with the discussion of just an introductory session to this article. So in general, this researcher, H. Stern, as you could see the name here, he looks at classroom as a dynamic entity where much more is going on than we expect, right? And H. Stern actually draws our attention towards very interesting and insightful aspect which should be made an integral part of the language curriculum design process, which is that much of the reality of the classroom is that we just focus on what actually takes place in the context of within the four walls of the classroom, how actually language teaching takes place, how errors are corrected. But what is important to note is that the researchers tend to overlook the significance of the broader issues which do take place outside the realms of the classroom. And H. Stern draws our attention towards these issues in this article. So, very important point, very metaphorical point though, that this is our inability as language teachers, as curriculum planners, that we tend to overlook the wood for the trees. We see the trees, but we don't distinguish the wood for the trees. That's the problem. How actually we look at the classroom discourse, but we tend to overlook the significance of some broader issues which take place outside the classroom, or even some of the affective issues such as the emotions, such as the encouragement, such as self-esteem or identity of the learners and the teachers. Right. So these are the broader issues that H. Stern draws our attention towards. So our discussion will continue to look at these the analysis of such issues in the context of classroom. And another point made by the researcher is the limitation of the research taking place in the context of observation of the classroom. For example, if you are doing an observation of the classroom, you shouldn't be not only interested in what goes on in the classroom in terms of enhancing the linguistic input of the proficiency of the learners, but also what goes on in the minds, in the cognition of the learners, right? Well, another point, a very important point made by this researcher is how audiolingualism and cognitivism has changed the direction from language teaching to language learning. When we talk about language, the shift, the paradigm shift from teaching to learning, we mean to say that now instead of looking language learning from the perspective of the method, now much more focus is being paid to the learning processes involved, how learners learn the language, what goes on in their minds, their mental capabilities and their skills, right? So as you could remember in some of the earlier modules, we discussed how language teaching methods were replaced by language learning theories. And this is what, and while second language learning actually happens in the classroom and why it fails. I mean, it happens because if the teachers are motivated, if they are well equipped pedagogically, and if they know how to use the principles of the language teaching, the experience could be enhanced. On the other hand, if it fails, for example, the learners, their motivation level, if their self-esteem is hurt. So this is what actually is needed in order to make a curriculum document more efficient way. That we should look at the context of the classroom, what takes place in the classroom, and if the teacher actually are not implementing the curriculum at the basic level in an efficient way, they might need some further training, or they might need some supervision and counseling. So this is how, in brief, this article draws our attention towards very significant point of classroom, that we should see the curriculum taking place at a smaller scale, not at its broader operation scale. Rather, I mean, what we need to understand is that the teacher is the curriculum, and the teacher is actually materializing or implementing the curriculum at the grassroots level. But on the other hand, the broader aspects of the curriculum, the needs analysis, the environment analysis, principles, goals, settings, and evaluation, they help reshape the pedagogical practice of the language teachers.